All right, Monday show again. Where does the time go? Let's fucking do it.
Just listen up, motherfuckers, I'm about to spit about the Purge Clean Show, yeah, this is it. Better loud ain't is if I'm getting insane. This dude's out of his mind, just expensive thing. Rich up on drops, it's time to begin. To talk about chuds and make fun of them. Let the trash roll over, the world's on fire. Be a parody, shit's getting dire. Religious bullshit, it won't make you feel like dying. Cause they touch you more children and it'll beat you right here. Go from zero to heroes just for one day. It's the world's greatest show and it's coming your way.
Rock!
It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow.
Time for the Dusty Show! Woo!
It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow. Time for the Dusty Show.
What the fuck is up, universe? Welcome to America's finest one-man show. It's me. It's the Dusty Show. Thank you for joining mine. Hell yeah! Where the fuck does time go? It just flew by. I cannot believe it is Monday again already. Holy God. I fucking blinked and it was over. All I did really this weekend was work on my fake podcast, my fake AI podcast, and I gotta say, y'all, experiment is not going good. No, and maybe it's for the best. Let me show you guys. So, start off gangbusters on my fake AI podcast. I was doing like 12,000 views every 2 days, like 6,000 a day. Now I'm down to like 1,500 a day. Dropped off the fucking cliff, the Current News podcast. I even tried to get cute with it. I was like, I'm gonna figure this goddamn algorithm out. So first of all, let me show you. So I upped my fucking game, y'all. I done figured out how to make AI use stock video to automatically make the video. So now I got AI doing the audio, I got AI doing the video, and I got AI transcribing it. Just let me show you a very short idea.
So today we're gonna dive into a story that's really about family drama, but like on a national stage. We're talking about
all this.
Caroline Giuliani, you know, Rudy Giuliani's daughter, and she came out and very publicly endorsed Kamala
So anyway,
Harris.
you'd think I'd be doing great, but nope, dropped off the fucking cliff. So sort of that's good though, I guess, because that means my job is not outdated yet. It will be eventually, but if you look at the numbers, it ain't getting fucking shit no more. I'm uploading these videos, they're getting like 50 views each. That ain't even worth fucking messing with. Yeah, it's AI and it's all instant, but it's not like it just automatically does everything for you and upload it to the internet for you. Nah, it's just a tool. And so it takes a while still to put these videos together. So 40 or 50 views each ain't fucking worth it. So the experiment may be coming to an end, but hey, at least we know now. And it was fun to try out. What you gotta do? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. At least I learned some shit. And hopefully you did too. And all right, folks, let's go and get the show going. As always, super chats are open. If you don't know, that is where I answer all your questions. Nothing dodge. The dollar sign. If you click that dollar sign, do it. You'll love it. It feels good. And then donate lots of money to me, and I will read the words that you write in my fake podcast voice. So do it. And also, you live forever. It's a whole thing. It's cool. And there's like no cats in here tonight, I guess. We got Baby Yoda, and I think Panda's in here or whatever. I forgot to put the cats in here. It's fine. They're just chaos anyway. So cool, folks. Let's go ahead and kick the show off. Let's start with a little something I like to call Chud Watch. Woo! You're not doing it right, Billy G58. We talk about Chud. Then what do? And then guess who's a Chud? Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, we're going to talk about that in the Chud Watch. But first off, another week, another Trump rally full of zombies. They want your brains because they don't have any. And this woman, happy to let you know, she don't need to vote. Women's need to be in the fucking kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. I think her days of being pregnant might be past. But anyway, regardless, she's okay with giving her her vote, y'all.
So you'd be okay just not being able to vote?
I don't care as long as they get it. As long as somebody takes care of this country. I don't care. I really don't care. As long as this country is right.
I got nothing in my brain. I don't care what's going on. I want a dictator, y'all. As long as it's a dictator I like, as long as it's a king that I like, I don't have to vote. I'm a patriot, okay? I love the Constitution, but I want a dictator to take over everything, take my vote away from me, like a true patriot does.
Do you want to vote for Kamala Harris?
Are you saying you don't? Are you saying you don't mind if your right to vote would be taken away?
I don't care. I know what I want. I know what I want.
But you wouldn't be able to get what you want if you can't vote.
And look at this fucking corpse behind her. Holy God, Grandpa about to die on the spot.
For it.
I don't care. I've told you 3 times. I don't care.
Will you be voting for Mark Robinson?
Definitely. No doubt. No doubt.
Does any of the stories that have come out about him concern you?
No. Not a bit. Not a bit.
So you
Not a bit. I hope he takes my vote away from me. I hope I don't have no say-so in nothing. I hope they just take over everything and murder all the Democrats, and then Jesus comes back and takes us all to heaven. I'm an adult, y'all. I got the brain of an infant, but I got a body of a full-grown grandma. So deal with that, libtards. And then, shocker, folks, apparently Trump's vastly overpriced $100,000 Switch watch is probably made in China. It's China. It's going to be huge. Huge. This $15,000 watch he sold for $100,000 made in China. So get it while it's hot, y'all. I bet he's not putting 200% tariffs on his own bullshit, shitty watches, y'all. It's do as he says, not as he does, as always. And then another week of rambling nonsense from tapioca pudding brain Donald Trump.
Biden disaster. It's no longer an administration, because what they've done to our country with this is inexcusable. I guess some egghead maybe said, oh, it's wonderful to release people, and it sounds so nice. We're releasing migrants into our country. But these are killers. These are people at the highest level of killing. They cut your throat.
There's different levels of killing, y'all, okay? There's these low-level killers that barely know what they fucking doing. Now, they'll kill you, but it won't be efficient. And then there's the pros, the killer elite. They just killing everybody, not even thinking anything about it. And basically, every Haitian migrant, they gonna eat your dog and then kill your daughter. Be very afraid, everybody.
And they won't even think about it the next morning. Biden.
Remorseless. Immigrants, everybody should be afraid. And yes, he does sound incredibly fucking drunk. But he says he doesn't drink, and I, for one, believe him. Honest Trump. That's what he is. And then, once again, just spreading fear and hatred towards brown and black people, trying to create violence all across the fucking country. It's the most insane thing I've ever seen. Just absolute bullshit.
Last week, a lot of people came in from the Congo, a big prison in the Congo in Africa.
Yeah, they just released a whole big prison from the Congo in Africa. Literally never happened. It doesn't matter. The whole point of this is to make you fear black people. Any black person you see, oh my God, that might be somebody that was released from prison from the Congo over here to murder me and eat my pets. It's just, man, I knew he was racist. But to see him just go fucking all out and still be neck and neck for the presidency just makes me so fucking disappointed in this country. I have never seen it this bad, y'all. It is bananas. Melvin was coming over earlier, and that's what me and him were talking about. He was like, Dusty, I ain't never seen nothing like this. And I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that either, Melvin. And he's like, these motherfuckers is crazy. And I said, I know, Melvin, they're crazy as shit. And then he brought me food, and we touched each other's buttholes or something. I don't want to get into it. And then, apparently, boomer-ass Trump doesn't think people know what cell phone apps are.
Immigrants. They have a phone app. So that people can come into our country. These are smart immigrants, I guess, because most people don't have any idea what the hell a phone app is. But they do. These are very intelligent immigrants. But
yeah, okay, well, most people do know what a phone app is. Maybe not old fucking boomers that you hang out with, but most people are at least that intelligent. And I'm just saying, like, if an immigrant comes over here and they take your job, right, that's sort of on you. If somebody doesn't speak the language, or somebody so horrible as Donald Trump wants to paint them, they just come over here and take your job fucking immediately, you're probably fucking useless. Better step up your fucking game and learn what phone apps are, idiot Americans. And, yo, I'm about to show you the most incredible answer ever given by a nominee for any office ever. That's why we just ask him a very simple question. How are you going to ensure that jobs stay in America? Imagine if Kamala Harris answered a question in this way.
What actions will you take to ensure that our jobs stay in America so we can continue to build the best cars in the world here in Michigan?
So pretty much as we've been saying, and what I want to do is I want to be able to, look, your business, years ago in this area, I was honored as the Man of the Year. It was...
Okay, first off, that never happened. If you look at the community notes, there is no such award as Man of the Year. He never received this fucking award. Every word he's about to say is a lie. But it's always got to be brought back to him and how awesome he is. Instead of actually answering the fucking question, it's self-aggrandizement and self-fellatio.
Maybe 20 years ago, oh, and the fake news heard about it. They said, it never happened.
It never happened.
It never happened.
It literally never happened.
I didn't know who it was. It was a group that honored me as Man of the Year.
They did not.
The fakers back there, see the fake news?
Uh-huh.
But
they fact-checked it.
They said, oh, and they looked, and it, you know, they said it never happened, but I said, I swear to you, it happened.
It did not happen.
It did happen. I was Man of the Year.
Nope.
And I came and I made a speech, and I said, why do you allow them to take your car business away? Why do you allow it to happen? They're taking your business away. And I didn't know too much about it. All I know is they were taking your car industry away from you. They said it never happened.
It didn't happen.
Lo and behold, somebody said, I remember the event,
No,
and
they
then
didn't.
we found out and we had everything.
No, they
we
didn't.
got the awards, we
No,
had
they didn't.
everything. It did happen.
It didn't happen.
But I gave a
Literally every word he is saying right now is just a blatant fucking lie. They've asked him repeatedly to provide the evidence this happened. He has never done so. There's never been any evidence to suggest this fucking happened. But the truth doesn't matter anymore, folks. It's the post-truth society. He can literally just sit up there and claim anything, and nobody cares. The fucking lemming in his audience, they don't give a shit. He can say, oh, by the way, I lied about everything I just said. They'd be like, oh my God, he's hilarious. They literally don't give a shit. I don't even know why he bothers speaking English. He could just come out there and speak gibberish and it'd be exactly the same fucking thing. They don't care what he says. Anyway, the answer is basically nonsense. How are you going to make sure jobs stay? Well, one time, a long time ago, they made me Man of the Year here. That's not an answer to the fucking question, and that didn't happen. Just ridiculous. He never answers any fucking questions. He takes questions. He got the taking the questions part down. It's the answering part he's not so good at. And then, even the most hardcore MAGA audience, folks, knows he's lost his goddamn mind. He is fucking cooked. His brain is gone. Watch this rambling bullshit nonsense and the bored fucking crowd in the background.
Imagine there is no, and I say it all the time, if you wanted to do a movie on some of these people that you're going to be looking at in 2 minutes, if you wanted to do a movie, there's no actor in Hollywood that could play the role. There's nobody that could do it. These actors, you know, they're a little bit shaky. They can't play the role. They bring in a big actor and you look, you say, oh, he's got no muscle content. He's got no muscle. We need a little muscle. Then they bring in another one, but he's got a weak face. He looks weak. No, these guys have the whole package. Unfortunately for our country, I watched one of them shouting at a judge, I kill you. I kill you when I get out. I kill you. And, you know, the judge is like, oh, he's never heard this stuff. And even the guards, you know, they want to look for a new job themselves. I kill you. Imagine there is no...
Literally nonsense. None of that made any fucking sense, but it doesn't matter, folks. Just ramble incoherently. Make you the President of the United States. That's where we're at right now. And then in a rare moment of honesty, folks, he accidentally told the truth. This dude hates fucking workers. I can't imagine anybody in the middle class, any working person listening to this and voting for this man, but they still will because they don't give a fuck. Here he is admitting that he doesn't pay overtime workers. Instead, he brings in new workers that don't go over 40 hours a week to make sure he doesn't have to pay his employees a living wage.
And, you know, it's going to lead to great things. A lot of people don't give. I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated. This is going to lead to a lot more. I
get other people in. I wouldn't pay it. I stiff people like I always do. And this dovetails in when he was talking to Elon Musk. I just love it when you fire all the striking workers and you shut down the unions. And yet the teachers are still like, yes, yes, sir. Good stuff, Trump. Just nothing matters. It's bananas land in this dark dystopia which we live. And then addressing the people who leave, folks. Remember, when he was debating Kamala Harris, and she said, I invite you to watch his rallies. And when he's up there speaking, people get up and they leave and they walk out, and that set him off. She lured him into a trap, and he could not help but to just go off on a rant about it. And you could tell that really got under his fucking skin, because he's literally giving a rally right now, and the people, while he's speaking, are getting up and they're walking out. And he's watching them walk out. Everybody else is watching them walk out, but he's a cult leader. So he starts with the, hey, don't believe your own eyes. Instead, believe what I'm about to tell you. They're not actually walking out, even though you can see with your own eyes they are. But the reality of what you're witnessing is not real. What I say is real instead.
I want to explain something. The people that you see leaving, because nobody ever leaves. And when they do, I finish up quick, believe me. But I couldn't take pictures at the beginning. So I take them at the end sometimes. If I'm late, the plane gets...
Literally never happens. He does not leave his fucking rally and go take pictures with a bunch of people. That's not where they're fucking going. They're leaving. This is all goddamn bullshit, because Kamala Harris got under her skin.
Late, you get delayed, lots of things happen. There's a little hurricane going on in Florida, as you know. And so what they do is they say, oh, please come up now at the end of my speech. I said, don't do that. Because it looks like they're leaving, like your husband who owns this place. I want to explain something.
They're leaving, dude. They're just trying to beat the traffic. See, the only reason they're coming there, not really for you, it's because they're the dregs of society, the friendless losers. And it's like a big circus atmosphere where they're accepted by the other dregs of society, and they get to hang out and pat each other on the back about the latest Trump swag they got and suck each other's dick. But then when you start speaking, they're like, hey, if we get out of here right fucking now, we can beat the traffic. We already got our dick sucked by our fellow dregs. No reason to hang around for the orange goof to say the same goddamn thing for a million times. So they fucking leave. But I love that it bothers him so much. At least I know he's kept awake at night at how stupid he constantly looks. And follow up what I just said, folks. Here's how you know that he got under his skin. Kamala Harris owned his ass, and he just cannot fucking get over it.
And when I mention that, they go, oh, he's fallen into a trap because he's... You ever see that? Whenever I criticize, they say, all the stupid people, the anchors... back there. No, they say, he fell into a trap, her trap. She can't set a mental trap. There is no... But if she says something wrong, like in the debate, she said something wrong, I question it. She said another thing wrong, I made her look bad. She said another thing. They don't want me to ever question. They said, oh, he fell into a trap. He questioned the fact.
He's so butthurt. You did fall into the trap. You made yourself look stupid. Start talking about Haitians eating cats and dogs. It was ridiculous. You're a buffoon. But I love that it bothers him. And he's just so nasty. It's hard to believe, like I said, that he's neck and neck to win. Just running the lowest level campaign I've ever seen for the presidency. And that's fucking saying something. You can't get any more bottom of the barrel than this.
USA, this is what we're bringing. But we're bringing them in at levels that nobody's ever seen. And we're doing it by stupid people like Kamala. She's a stupid person. Stupid person. I don't care. I don't care.
Lock her up. Lock her up. Man, I hope he loses and go to fucking prison. Good God.
On USA, this is...
Lock her up. Yeah, she's such a stupid person. That's why you won't debate her, because she fucking own you. Meanwhile, there's a giant hurricane destroying a lot of the South, if you guys have not seen. Remember Trump? Global warming is a hoax. At the very least, you're going to get more oceanfront property. Here's your oceanfront property, everybody. Let's vote for Trump again. He doesn't believe climate change is making any of this happen. So, yeah, you get it to vote for him. You got plenty of oceanfront property now. Look at that. Your property values just skyrocketed, didn't they? Isn't that what happened? Yay! Let's get out of all the climate agreements. Let's just flood the earth with more carbon. Yay! We deserve to go extinct as a species. So then he went down and he made it all political. He's desperate to win, folks. So even though they didn't really want him down there up in the middle of everything, making it all about him, he did so anyway. And wasted no time in lying his fucking ass off about Joe Biden. Here's what Trump says the situation between Joe Biden and the state's governor is, and then follow a video from the governor actually telling the truth about it.
ideally with the governor. That governor needs to, he's been trying to get them, and I'm sure they're going to come through. But he's been calling the president, hasn't been able to get him. But
That's right. He didn't call the president. President's out at the fucking beach or something. Governor cannot get a hold of the president. President's AWOL, missing in action. Like me, I'm right here doing my fucking job. Where Biden at?
I just spoke. The president just called me yesterday afternoon. I missed him and called him right back.
Okay.
And he just said, "Hey, what do you need?" And I told him, you know, we got what we need.
Oh, really?
We'll work through the federal process. He offered that if there's other things we need, just to call him directly, which I appreciate that. But
So Trump was lying his ass off. What? Trump lying? Oh my God. But it doesn't matter, folks. They don't care. His followers will repeat this constantly over and over and over again. Not that they even believe it. They just don't give a shit. They'll just say anything. And here's Hake, journalist Hake, calling him out for it. Basically on Truth Social, she's been saying the same exact shit, that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are not helping anybody, that they have held back the funds, that they can't be gotten a hold of. And they just asked him outright, where's your evidence of this? Can you provide evidence?
He had been saying on Truth Social that he believes Democrats, specifically the governor of North Carolina and the federal government, had been intentionally denying aid to Republican parts of the Tar Heel state. I asked him what, if any, evidence he had to back that up. You can see what he said here. Democrats intentionally not getting aid to Republican areas. What was that in reference to?
Governor Kemp did call.
Just take a look. Where's that coming from?
Just take a look.
Do you have any evidence for that, Mr. President?
Do your research.
Very difficult to hear his response there on that clip, Katie, but his answer was, take a look. Essentially, I've got nothing to show you right now. Go find it yourself. Another from the kind of Trump staple of response.
It just doesn't matter. Any of these things individually would have sank any other contender for president at this point. But Trump, you know, he's immune now. He knows that he can just say anything. He knows the media is not really going to hold him accountable. He knows his voters don't care. So just do your research. I ain't got to prove shit. Prove it's not true. And folks, this next clip, out of all the clips I've ever shown from Trump, and there's what, thousands, this might be the scariest clip I have ever shown. I almost can't believe this is true. So here's Trump talking about how he's going to reduce crime. And I'm not making this up, I'm about to show you. It seems like he is suggesting we have some kind of purge. But instead of like the movie Purge, where the citizens get to go out and kill each other, he wants a special hour every once in a while where the police are immune from prosecution and they can just go out and murder anybody they want to. And then I guess the criminals will be so scared that the cops can just go out and murder anybody they want to for an hour that crime will stop. I wish I were making this up, folks. This is where we're at in this country.
what the hell is going on? See, we have to let the police do their job. And if they have to be extraordinarily rough. And you know, the funny thing with all of that stuff, look at the department stores, same thing. They walk into you see these guys walking out with air conditioners, with refrigerators on their back, the craziest thing. And the police aren't allowed to do their job. They're told, if you do anything, you're going to lose your pension, you're going to lose your family, your house.
Literally, they're only told not to abuse people, not to beat them, not to do police brutality. What the fuck are you talking about? They can arrest people for crimes?
The police want to do it. The Border Patrol wants to do it. Border Patrol, they're incredible. They want to do it. They're not allowed to do it because the liberal left won't let them do it. The liberal left wants to destroy them, and they want to destroy our country.
Definitely.
You know, if you had one day, like one real rough, nasty day with the drugstores as an example, where when they start walking out with, you know, she created something in San Francisco. $950.
Okay, it's $2,000 in Texas. They always bring this up in San Francisco, where you can still up to $950, but it's actually much lower than the other parts of the country. He never mentions it's actually way higher in Texas because it destroys his whole narrative that this is a liberal thing. But no, this is all over the fucking country. There is a threshold you have to steal before it's elevated to a more serious level, and it's way, way higher in Texas. But it's lies through omission, as always, from Trump.
You're allowed to steal. Anything above that, you will be prosecuted. Well, it works out that the 950 is a misnomer because you can steal whatever you want, you can go way above. But you'd see, originally you saw kids walk in with calculators.
That never happened.
They were calculators.
It never happened. No, it didn't.
They didn't want to go over the $950. They're standing with calculators, adding it up. You know, these
so
are
stupid.
Smart people. They're not so stupid, but they have to be taught. Now, if you had one really violent day, like a guy like Mike Kelly, put him in charge, Congressman Kelly, put him in charge for one day. Mike, would you say, he's right here, he's a great congressman. Would you say, Mike, that if you were in charge, you would say, oh, please, don't touch them, don't touch them. Let them rob your store. All these stores go out of business, right? They don't pay rent. The city doesn't have money. It's a chain of events that's so bad. One rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out, and it will end immediately. End immediately.
He's literally talking about a cop purge, y'all. And we know that cops are more likely to be criminals than a normal citizen. So all cops are going to do is use this hour a day of murdering to go commit more fucking crimes. At the very least, go attack people they think are criminals and beat them down with that no due process. It's just, how can this be real? How can this guy be neck and neck for the presidency? Dude, literally calling for a purge. It's the most insane thing I've ever fucking heard. What is wrong with this guy? I can't even take it seriously anymore. As scary as it is, literally this has become too stupid to take fucking seriously. And not every cop, though, has Trump's back, folks. Not every cop wants to rob you and murder you. There's a couple good ones, I guess, out there, like Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar.
When Donald Trump comes down to Texas, stands next to officers in uniforms just like mine, he's not there to help us. Don't think that, not for a second. He is a self-serving man. I mean, look, just like when he killed the border bill, he just made our jobs harder. Now, Kamala, on the other hand, has been fighting border crime for years. She's gone down to Mexico and worked to stop the traffickers. And when the traffickers didn't stop, she put them in jail. Now, down in my neck of the woods, we call that fooling around and finding out.
FAFO, fuck around to find out. There's no Kamala section tonight, so that's all you get for the Kamala stuff. Not a whole bunch of good stuff for Kamala this week. And history does repeat itself, folks. So stupid. Trump is like, in the 1890s, our country was probably the wealthiest it has ever was because it was a system of tariffs. We had a president, McKinley. Remember Mount McKinley? But the truth is, meanwhile, under President McKinley, banks failed. Unemployment rate was more than 10% for 5 years. Enacts McKinley Tariff Act of 1890 increased taxes on most imported goods while eliminating taxes on luxury items. The U.S. experienced a deep economic depression from 1893 to 1897. McKinley assassinated 6 months into his second term in 1901. So just rewriting history, but it doesn't matter, folks. Trump supporters aren't going to look this up, and even if they did, they would not care. It does not matter what happens. And I've covered this clown before, folks, but you guys remember Zachary Levi? He is the dipshit who used to star in that show Chuck, where he worked at Best Buy, and then for some reason they made this douchebag Shazam, which is a terrible superhero and an even fucking worse movie. The second one bombed like a motherfucker, but one of the reasons it bombed is because he went out in public right as it was released and told everybody he was an anti-vaxxer. Yeah, that was one thing. Somebody was basically like, Pfizer is a threat to the world, and he said, hardcore agree. And then because he was willing to come out as an anti-vaxxer, of course, Joe Rogan invited him on the Joe Rogan podcast to give him the benefit of the largest podcast in the world. And the chud ass motherfucker said this dumbass shit.
I think one of the deepest thinkers that I've ever heard.
Don't say Jordan Peterson.
Break down like
don't say Jordan
human
Peterson.
Behavior. And
don't say Jordan Peterson.
I don't know, just an understanding of all that stuff, and I think good wisdom along with it is Jordan Peterson. I think if he would be a person that I would trust. I think that guy has a lot of integrity.
No!
And then,
what?
so I would. That
Jordan
would be something too. But I
Peterson?
also know Jordan has his own things that people have issues with. Like,
Yeah, he's a fucking nutbag, a con artist, wants to be a supervillain, always wearing his Batman villain suit. What the fuck are you talking about, moron? Anyway, so seeing that, not gonna be shocked that he came out to endorse Donald Trump. This lame ass, pathetic dickhead actually calling himself Shazam, dude. Referring to himself as Shazam. Has no self-awareness whatsoever. Anyway, they're at the Reclaim America tour for Trump and Vance. And Mr. Shazam got up and said this.
Hey, Dearborn. How we doing, Michigan?
Bad. We're doing bad.
It's a beautiful day to be inside right now. Hey, do me a favor really quick, a little unorthodox, but turn to the person next to you and say, hey, I'm really glad that you're alive, and I'm really glad that you're here right now.
Oh, is this church?
Just do that real quick.
That's what they do at church. Fuck that.
That's called love, and that's called unity, right?
Oh, yeah.
We're here for unity, right?
Right, we're here to support Donald Trump. You know how he unifies everybody, the most unifying candidate in history? It's not like he's going around calling migrants killers and rapists, the highest levels of killers. It's not like he's accusing migrants of eating your pets and dogs and cats, and we have to round them all up and kick them out of the fucking country. No, he's super unifying, y'all. Really, really.
We're here to make sure that we value every single person. Every single person.
Oh, my God.
Whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whether you're a libertarian, an independent, every single one of us is a child of God.
Oh,
every
God.
single one of us is deserving of being seen and heard and loved and valued.
And routed up and deported.
Amen.
Amen. Woo.
Amen. Amen. Listen, I'm not going to take too much time, but I did want to just give you a little context why Shazam is standing here talking to you about these various things.
No, dude.
I grew up in my family, Christian conservative. That was pretty much kind of the lane that we were in.
Lame?
My parents were Kennedy Democrats that then turned into Reagan Republicans. And they taught
Okay, well, Democrats used to be more right-wing, and they swapped, so that makes sense.
me to have a healthy level of distrust for the government.
But not Donald Trump?
And a healthy level of distrust for industry that runs amok. And for a long time, I was like, man, I really want to find a politician that represents all of the things that I want and I want to see in a presidential candidate.
And the one he found was RFK Jr. Can't make this shit up.
And this year, I found Bobby Kennedy. And I thought, man, this guy
killing bears, put him in the fucking park, cutting whale's head off, getting brainworms, having affairs with 30-year-old journalists. This is my guy right here.
Is it. He's the real deal. He's the real deal. And in a perfect world, and whatever that would look like, perhaps I would have voted for Bobby. But we don't live in a perfect world. In fact, we live in a very broken one. We live in a country
Even
that's been
Shazam is a
hijacked by lot of
dickhead.
people who want to take this place way off the cliff. And
That's
we're here to
literally Project 2025 of Donald Trump, dude.
stop that, right? We're here to make sure that we are going to take back this country. We are going to make it great again. We are going to make it healthy again. And so I stand with Bobby, and I stand with Tulsi, and I stand with everyone else who is standing with President Trump. Because I do believe that of the two choices that we have, and we only have two, Donald Trump, President Trump, is the man that can get us there. And he's going to get us there because he's going to have the backing and the support and the wisdom and the knowledge and the fight that exists in Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, definitely going to get it done. All that wisdom from Robert Kennedy Jr. just going to push him right over the top. Maybe he'll collect some kind of brainworm or something. Couldn't hurt. Immediately, all the people that co-starred in movies with him unfollowed him on Twitter. Co-stars Rachel Ziegler, Jack Dylan Grazer, Asher Angel, Little Rel Howary. I've heard of all these people. Zoe Dasher, I know Zoe Dasher, and director David F. Sandberg and Chuck creator Josh Schwartz have unfollowed Zachary Levi on social media following his Donald Trump endorsement. So, unfortunately, it's not going to hurt him, y'all. He's just going to jump into the right-wing grift, start up a podcast, get him $1 million in Russian money. So he'll be fine. His acting career is probably over, except for some like Kevin Sorbo projects he'll probably get involved in. But he'll make tons of fucking money because the right-wing grift is so fucking lucrative. And to back that up, you know who has his back? Bald Tim Pool. Of course, Bald Tim Pool got your back, Zachary. Bald Tim Pool is like, Zachary Levi is a good dude. Yeah, if Bald Tim Pool is saying you're a good dude, you're garbage. You're trash, Zachary. Shazam, Shazam, Shazam. A little Gomer Powell for you motherfuckers out there. I dated myself. And Like I said at the beginning, prepare to be disappointed. Not really disappointed because I always knew Ric Flair was a douchebag. But apparently Ric Flair parties with Donald Trump Jr. and Kid Rock at LGBT conservative event. Yay!
Stars, you're thrown in the mix and tossed out of bars. Sipped into your corner.
Is that Joe Rogan's fat comedian friend who thought Costco was robbed when it went out of business? Holy God, look at the level of garbage that surrounds itself conservatives. Anyway, Ric Flair just got a divorce, so he's going through a divorce right now, his fifth wife. So I guess he's leaning hard into the MAGA chudism. Go towards the light, Rick. Your time is over, you sexual assaulting dick. And then Alex Jones is back, folks, and he wants you to know there's somebody behind the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. And that person, Lindsey Graham. I love it when they go after each other.
Attempt yesterday, and that they're looking at and they believe that the attempted assassin may have had help because of a lot of different issues we'll break down in a moment. But researching this, we began to ask ourselves, who's around Trump that can't be trusted when Trump made the snap decision to go play golf? Who could have leaked the information?
That's right. Who leaked to the potential shooter that Trump was playing golf at Mar-a-Lago? Who could have predicted that Trump might possibly be playing golf? Trump never plays golf. It would have to be leaked to somebody specifically to know, obviously. So who was it that leaked that Donald Trump was at Mar-a-Lago playing golf?
To a federal agency or group like the CIA, that we know the shooter was highly connected to, so he would know to be on the hunt because Trump indeed was playing golf.
Was indeed.
That person, of course, is Lindsey Graham. We're about to break it down.
Break it down.
So my day started. I did Fox News Sunday, and right after the show, President Trump called, and he was about to go play golf with Steve Woodcock. And, I couldn't get there. I tried, y'all. Supposed to play, but I couldn't get down. And he said, we talked a little bit about politics. A little bit. And I said, well, just forget about all that. Go enjoy yourself.
Forget about it, Trump. There you have it, folks. Proof. Lindsey Graham set up Donald Trump. Haters are going to say, hey, the guy knew Trump played golf a lot, so he went out there around the golf park for like 12 hours hoping to see him. But no, it was Lindsey, y'all. Lindsey tried to get his daddy killed. Oh, my. And then I also love it when Lindsey Graham gets fact-checked right to his stupid face on State the Nation.
Her policies are destroying the country. They're crazy liberal. 400,000 people have been let loose in our country, 16,000 people convicted of being a rapist, 13,000 convicted murderers, and 400,000 of people generally convicted of crimes released on her watch. It's not going to get better.
So I saw that statistic. We dove into it, our fact checker. That statistic is actually over decades. So some of those people you're talking about are people that came into the country during Trump. And second of all, some of them are in prison. A lot of them are in prison not ICE prisons, but federal prisons.
Her policies are destroying.
I dare you correct my lies. Just let me lie. Don't tell me that I'm lying, daddy. Just fucking lying, motherfuckers. That's all they do. And you guys see the new campaign ad against JD Vance put out by the Lincoln Project? I showed you guys this clip before where JD Vance a couple years ago was talking about how he thinks that women who are in abusive marriages should stay in their marriages for the kids. He says that some people say it's better for the women to get out of abusive relationships, but he doubts that. But he definitely knows it's not better for the kids. So just let your husband beat the shit out of you and stay in that abusive relationship, ladies. That is your God-given job. Take your abuse. Anyway, here's a Lincoln Project video to shit on him for that.
This is for every woman who has been beaten, battered, abused by her husband. This is for every woman who knows the pain of a closed fist on her cheekbone, an open hand across her face, the dread of hearing the door open at the end of the day, knowing what lies ahead. For every woman who has dreamed of a different life, a fresh start, for herself, for her children. No woman should stay in an
violent, but certainly they were unhappy, and so people will shift spouses like they change their underwear.
Anyone who believes that is just plain sick. Please, no.
Please, no. But hey, they're still very close. Neck and neck, folks. Hard to believe. And you know what else is sort of hard to believe, folks? Apparently, Ted Cruz is 1 point down in his race to be a congressman again. Yeah, I can't believe it. They might actually elect a Democrat and get rid of lying Ted Cruz in Texas. Probably not. Not going to hope so too much, but it's possible. So he down at the border doing a photo op, trying to pretend like he actually gives a shit. And they outright ask him, what the fuck have you guys done to help the situation? You guys are responsible for destroying the bipartisan border bill to make things worse on purpose so you have something to bitch about. Watch how mad he gets when reporters dare call him out for his bullshit.
The Republican members that are here today, what have you all done to help Joe Biden in this year Joe has waited for?
All right, so that's a ridiculous and silly question. I want to commend you for being the media and telling it.
That's literally a great question. You guys have sabotaged the border to make it worse on purpose so you can complain about it. No wonder you don't want to be asked that question, but it's a completely legitimate fucking question. Weasel.
Democrat policy. So let me ask you something.
Come on, man, that's been going on for 20 years.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. What rate of illegal immigration did we have in 2020? Do you know anything? I asked you a question. Do you know anything?
How long have you been in office?
I've been in office 11 years now.
And this has been take the count during multiple administrations.
Except you're okay. You don't get to argue with me. You asked your question. You asked your question. You don't get. You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there. You want to hold a press conference? You can do it over there.
How are you?
So hold on. I'm going to answer his question.
The Republican members
angry as fuck. His whole point was, hey, we actually didn't sabotage Donald Trump, though. So we got a few things done. Yeah, we know you didn't sabotage Donald Trump, but you're sabotaging Biden. That's the entire point of the fucking question. Your answer is nonsense, as always. And then Elon Musk, the biggest purveyor of misinformation, of election interference in history. Remember back in the day, he was like, in order to be trusted, Twitter has to be completely neutral. That's the only way anybody will trust the sounding board for the world, the public posting forum. Now he's getting rid of the block and the mute features. In order to be a platform that fully embraces free speech, the block and mute features will be removed from X this December as they are a hindrance to the First Amendment. What the fuck does that do with the First Amendment? The First Amendment is that the government is not allowed to squelch your free speech. That's nothing to do with enforcing your guidelines and policies on your private platform. But it doesn't matter, folks. The reason he's doing this is because they're going to shove a fire hose of Russian propaganda, of right-wing propaganda down our throat in the last couple weeks, and he doesn't want you to be able to avoid it. He wants you to have to see it. Like Clockwork Orange, where they sit you down and they hold your eyes open and they show you the shit they want you to see 100% while he's doing this. He's going to flood all our timelines with nothing but right-wing propaganda, and he doesn't want us to be able to avoid it. Very transparent. And then Ken Kupstein, the left-wing journalist, one of the most popular left-wing journalists that was banned by Elon Musk permanently for posting a link to the JD Vance files. Now, Elon said the reason he banned him was because there were unredacted addresses for JD Vance. So Ken Klipperstein called his bluff, went back and censored, redacted any private details from the JD Vance files. He's still banned, folks. Still banned, because it has nothing to do with that. He's still permanently banned. What now, free speech warriors? But of course, that's the way it is. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion so he could interfere in the elections in a way the old Twitter regime never even fucking dreamed of. And speaking of interfering in the elections, even Google is in on this, folks. You remember when Iran hacked the Trump administration and came out with some JD Vance files? They sent them all to the media. And unlike they did with Hillary, when Russia hacked Hillary and all the media printed all the shit to sabotage Hillary, all the media got together and decided none of them were going to publish the JD Vance files, folks, which is odd. But now they've gone one step forward. Google has made it to where you can't even share the JD Vance files on Google Drive. Google Drive is restricting the distribution and sharing of the leaked JD Vance dossier, which was first distributed by Ken Klipperstein, who was banned from Twitter. Yeah, remember when conservatives screamed censorship over the Hunter Biden laptop story being blocked on Twitter for like a day before Jack Dorsey changed course? Crickets now about this. This is election interference on fucking steroids, not just from Elon Musk, but from Google itself, folks. Wild what we're seeing. The deck stacked against us all to help Donald Trump get elected by all the richest people on the planet. And somehow Elon Musk has managed to blame Hurricane Helena on blacks and gays, y'all. I ain't making this up. So Libs of TikTok, Chaya Rat Bitch post. In case you're wondering why the response to Hurricane Helene has been a disaster, it actually hasn't been a disaster. They've been Johnny on the spot. It's a giant fucking hurricane. There's only so much they can do, but they've actually done a really decent job. FEMA's goal number one is to instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. This is real. To which Elon says, the whole government has been doing this. Yeah, folks, the gays are responsible for the hurricanes. The gays and the blacks. Always got to be somebody else's fault. And then try not to die from cringe here, folks. I love Elon Musk. Is so fat and old that he has to share hot AI pictures of himself. That's the only pictures he ever shares of himself. What kind of pathetic sack of shit makes hot AI pictures of themselves and shares them? Blink, 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 blink. Anyway. Doge designer says Elon Musk is projected to become world's first trillionaire. That is true. He is projected to become the world's first trillionaire, which is bad, really bad. He said, my plan is to use the money to get humanity to Mars and preserve the light of consciousness. To which he retweets, that's the goal. Yeah, folks, it's awesome to let him become a trillionaire, to let him have all this money. It's actually good for society to let this one man have $1 trillion because he's going to take us to Mars. Even though he spent $44 billion to buy Twitter, never going to fucking take us to Mars, never going to do anything that's beneficial to humanity. He's just going to spend the money to buy up all our news media and spread right-wing talking points to make sure he doesn't have to pay a dime in fucking taxes. Sure, ass kissers. This is about him preserving the light of consciousness, you fucking morons. Just so ridiculous. And I agree with Mehdi Hassan here. Well, that's going up next. Here's Elon Musk. He literally posted this, folks. The guy that says Twitter has to be neutral in order to gain people's trust. He says, very few Americans realize that if Trump is not elected, this will be the last election. Far from being a threat to democracy, he is the only way to save it, which is total bullshit. He's literally trying to overturn the election just like he did on January 6th. Let me explain. All right, explain it. If 1 in 20 illegals become citizens per year, something that the Democrats are expediting as fast as humanly possible, that would be about 2 million new legal voters in 4 years. All right, that's still not explaining how we're not going to have a democracy. The voting margins in the swing states is often less than 20,000 votes. Okay. That means if the Democratic Party succeeds, there will be no more swing states. But there's still an election, right? That's still democracy. Even if migrants come to this country, just like you did, Elon. Remember, you came to this country and you were here illegally. You said that your immigration status was a gray area and then you became legal and you voted. Remember all that? Well, apparently, if that happens for other people, that means democracy has ended, folks. If other people get the same benefits Elon Musk gets, democracy over, according to this brain genius. Moreover, the Biden-Harris administration has been flying asylum seekers who are fast-track citizenship directly into the swing states. Good. I hope they do that, but that does not mean democracy is over. That is a part of democracy, you fucking ignorant douchebag. And yeah, as Jidon says, it's actually crazy how quickly we went from people saying Jack Dorsey brought a liberal bias to Twitter to whatever this is, and we hear nothing about it. Yeah, crickets. To this obvious election influence. Imagine if the old Twitter regime would have done this, folks. Imagine how much they would have freaked out about it. But crickets when Elon does it. And yes, Mehdi Hassan posts the same thing in tweets. Literally no social media boss, Zuckerberg, Dorsey, etc., ever said anything like this about the Dems or voting for Dems or used their platform like this. And yet conservatives become obsessed with the idea of liberal bias by social media companies. But they never actually cared about any of that because they are the people of nothing. They are the party of nothing. Nothing they say means anything. They just talk to talk. Whatever they say today, they can say the exact opposite tomorrow. And won't bat a fucking eye about it. That's why you don't listen to them. You don't argue with them. You just make fun of them and walk away from them. And like I said, folks, whatever they said yesterday doesn't matter. They'll say exactly the opposite today and never miss a beat. Here's Greg Gutfeld admitting that, yeah, we might have made up all that immigrants are eating your pet stuff, but we had to lie about that stuff to draw your attention to all this other stuff we wanted you guys to see.
You know, these bastards were more offended by stories of cats being eaten than real stories reported here of actual rape and murder. And if you ask why those other stories existed, it was the only way to get these a-holes in the media to even look at this story.
Yeah, this stuff is so bad, folks, so horrible what's happening, that we couldn't just show it to you. We had to lie to you about something else in order to get you pay attention to this thing that's even worse. Now, if it was so bad, you could have just told the truth. You could have just exposed it. You didn't know fucking lie to show something else. You're just a bullshit artist, and your words mean fucking nothing. Yeah, we lied, but it was for a good reason. And then more unearthed footage from JD Vance, y'all. This time he wants people that don't have children to pay more taxes. This sounds like socialism like a motherfucker. Make certain people pay for other people's ways of life because you don't agree with how they're living.
That problem.
You know, I think it's simple, and I'll go back to something I said earlier about we need to reward the things that we think are good and punish the things that we think are bad. So you talk about tax policy. Let's tax the things that are bad and not tax the things that are good. If you're making
let's tax Guyliner
$100,000, $400,000 a year, and you've got 3 kids, you should pay a different, lower tax rate than if you're making the same amount of money and you don't have any kids. It's that simple.
You already do that. We have child tax credits, so your wish has already come true. But yay! Let's support your babies. Let's all of us who don't have kids support other people's babies. That's a good conservative for you. And folks, if you want to know what a butt pony is, this is a butt pony. When I wrote the song Butt Ponies 25 years ago, this is the type of person I had in mind for the lyrics.
Hello, I'm Tyler Creech. I'm a Sigma Pi at the University of Alabama, and today I'm going to be committing my entire life to fuck Kamala, Trump 2024!
Yeah! I live off my daddy's money. I've never accomplished anything, and I don't have to. I can just go work for my daddy after I get out of this frat. Yeah, come on and eat them up. That's what it's about, folks. Butt Pony 101. And somebody mentioned this in the chat earlier. I saw it. I already covered this before, folks. This is how far behind me all major news media is. But fine, I'll cover it since they're starting to catch up. Ex-spokesperson for Kyle Rittenhouse is now disillusioned with Kyle Rittenhouse and is speaking out against him. Kyle Rittenhouse text pledging to murder shoplifters disillusions his ex-spokesperson. We already knew about this, though. I covered this right after he murdered those people. Anyway, Hancock nonetheless said he initially believed Rittenhouse's claims of self-defense when he first relayed his story about fatally shooting Rosenberg and Hooper. Yet that changed when he later became aware of a text message that surfaced as part of a civil lawsuit filed by the family of one of the men slain in Kenosha demanding wrongful death damages from Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse sent the text from the phone he had the night of the 25th August double slaying in Kenosha, according to what Hancock says. In the new film, the texts were in response to seeing shoplifters at a CVS pharmacy on 10th of August, a little more than 2 weeks before the deadly shooting in Kenosha. The world is disgusting, read one of the texts, as shown in a preview of the trials of Kyle Rittenhouse provided to The Guardian. Another said, it makes me fucking sick. Others read, I wish they would come to my house. I will fucking murder them. So yes, there were videos of him beating up a girl. There were videos of him bragging about wanting to kill shoplifters, black folks. We know exactly why he went down there and did that. He was looking for an excuse to murder people, and he got his fucking excuse, and he got away with murder, folks. Now the darling of the right, fetal alcohol cow. And normally, Jordan Peterson would be in the Beyond Parody section, but let's put him in the Chud Watch section tonight. They had a giant Chud rally with all the who's who of Chud'em. Jordan Peterson, Dave Rubin, the Weinsteins were there, folks. Here's a highlight of the cringe, unless you missed it.
I guarantee you, if we polled every single one of you out here, this would probably be the widest tent of political thought in America today.
Definitely! Widest in the political thought. MAGA! They're so diverse. They're so all over the place. MAGA. Isn't that true, folks? Isn't that the reality in which we're all living? Definitely.
That is rare.
So rare.
If, as the event proceeds, you find yourself faced with someone displaying Nazi symbols, inciting violence or lawlessness, or you encounter a group of people dressed in paramilitary garb, those are assuredly federal agents.
No, they are not. They are just your typical right-wing dickheads that love Donald Trump. I know where you guys would pretend like they're not one of you because it allows you to assuage your guilt on attracting lots of racist motherfuckers. But no, this is where you guys do something bad and you don't take any responsibility for the bad thing you've done. Instead, you play the victim and you blame somebody else for it. It's Republicanism 101.
Thank them for their service and move on.
We're trying to get our story straight here today. We're trying to get the story of the country and the West straight. Stories matter. And so it
started by him saying, okay, dude.
Okay, DC, let's do this. Rescue the Republic. Okay. The track's called Okay, dude. Yo. Oh, you don't like my style? Okay, dude. Oh, you don't like my lyrics? Okay, dude. Oh, you don't like my politics? Okay, dude. Do you even know what knowledge is? Okay.
You ever think about why people root for the
Matt
robbers
Ty Baby.
in heist movies? There's a little bit of outlaw in all of us.
What, Matt Ty Baby? Is that a MAGA event? No way. He's supposed to be an independent journalist. Who could have seen this coming?
Eminem said there ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Oh, God.
And there was nothing halfway about the writers of the Constitution.
This dude's slow.
James Madison, The Office.
Oh, Bob Deep. Woo.
I saw
God.
Satan fall from heaven like...
Look, this guy's got his fucking shirt opened up to his belly button, gonna get down on his knees and praise Jesus. Has there ever been a more shameless grifter than Russell Brand? Like these two, match made in heaven. This guy wearing his Batman villain suit. This guy dressed like a 70s gigolo, praying to Jesus on stage in front of thousands of people.
Like lightning, the principle of separateness, the principle of self-centeredness, the principle of the ego, the principle of solipsism upon which this great culture is being steered towards.
He's a hard man to top.
Isn't he now?
The antithesis of the power that the radical utopians insist lies at the basis of all human relationships is
so
something like voluntary self-sacrifice. Now,
today, David and the Unity Movement face a similar question.
Oh, God.
What we must deliver is a republic, if we can phoenix it.
Oh, if we can phoenix it,
and if I have your permission, I would like to end in a short
Imagine Russell Brand asking somebody for consent.
prayer on this holy and auspicious day.
Oh, God. It's just beyond
it's so
parody.
sacred, in fact,
Oh,
that
God.
any incursion upon them
Beyond parody. These two. Oh, my God.
6th was regarded as a kind of heresy.
Conservatives are so
May the
stupid.
values that
Holy
warrant
God.
these bills.
It's just wild how dumb they are, folks. They will buy fucking anything. And I don't know, folks. All right, here's the latest polls. Donald Trump leading Kamala Harris in 5 of the 7 swing states. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but apparently ahead in Michigan, 50-47. Ahead in Pennsylvania, 51-48. Ahead in Arizona, 49.8 to 48.6. Ahead in Georgia, 49.6 to 49. And in Wisconsin by a point. Good news is Harris, I guess, is ahead by a couple points in North Carolina and a couple points in Nevada. If she wins North Carolina, she has a very, very good shot at becoming president. So I'm not going to be too despondent and depressed about it, but it shouldn't be anywhere fucking close to this. And it just goes to show you what a fucking trash country this has become. Sad America. Super sad. And that is my Chud Watch for tonight. Hell yeah, we did it. So much theater. Yeah, it's just beyond ridiculous. Holy God, how does anybody watch that and take it seriously? But they do. Some people are just not very sophisticated. They can't see through obvious, shameless con men. That's why they give money to televangelists and shit. Just the dumbest of our fucking society. And, all right, get your super chats in. Gonna read them all after this next section, folks. Got one more to go for halftime. It's time for some Trash World. And first off, on tonight's Trash World, Blair White, who is a trans woman, but she's one of those pick-me trans women who's a token to conservatives who always has to shit on other trans women to prove that she's one of the good ones. That's literally how she makes all of her money. And she's all like posting Will Ferrell's new movie, which I watched a little bit of it. It's a heartwarming movie about how one of the writers of Saturday Night Live was a good friend of Will Ferrell, and they kind of lost touch during COVID. And then the guy wrote Will Ferrell a letter to let him know that I have transitioned. I have decided to live my truth, and I've always felt this way. And now, because of the change of society, I feel comfortable enough to come out and be how I always wanted to be. And so him and Will Ferrell decided to go on a cross-country trip together, both to normalize being trans, but also to reconnect. So, Variety, Will Ferrell says transphobia exists because I think we fear what we don't know. Exactly what it is. So, of course, pick me, Blair White has to post it and shit on this whole idea by saying transphobia exists because let me live my life how I choose became let me give kids sex changes, destroy women's sports, and control your speech in the blink of an eye. That's literally not what the fuck happened whatsoever. It's just so stupid. They literally just want to live their life. Now, first off, let's say there were some trans people, a very small minority, who did believe let me give kids sex changes, destroy women's sports, and control your speech. Does that give you a right to shit on all trans people for that? Does that give a right for me to shit on you for that, Blair White? Can I blame you? If there are some trans people that actually say this and believe this, do I have the right to blame you for it? If a black person does something, are all black people responsible? If a white person does something, are all white people responsible? No, this is a bullshit view on the world. But besides that, this is not even fucking true. Let me talk to you directly, Blair White. Became let's give kids sex changes. First off, I don't know anybody. There might be somebody, but I've never met them. I'm a left-wing podcaster. I have tons of trans, non-binary, left-wing viewers, followers, friends. Never heard anybody say that they believe in giving children sex changes. Never. Now, if you're talking about puberty blockers, yeah, all right. Now, we know that puberty blockers can save lives. We know lots of trans people who didn't have the option to get puberty blockers and had to go through male puberty, the physiology change that makes you more masculine, and then they had to live their lives this way more masculine when they could have been more feminine and more happy and not committed suicide. So we know that allowing certain minors to have puberty blockers helps them not to commit suicide in the long run. And if they ever decide they want to get off the puberty blockers, they can just get off of them and undergo puberty. We know that's true. It's fine. There might be mild side effects, but it's much less worse than, suicide. As far as the sex change operations, like I said, I've never heard anybody say they think a minor's penis should be cut off. Under some rare situations, some young trans men want their breasts cut off as teenagers. They want mastectomies. And sometimes parents and doctors give in because the kids threaten suicide because they say they are so despondent that they are literally going to kill themselves if they don't have this gender-affirming surgery. So in very, very rare cases, parents and doctors are allowed to decide that their children can have mastectomies, not to kill themselves. Now, whether you're for that or not, it depends on you. But it's very rare, and this is the only case that anybody is in favor of that whatsoever. But you have to lie about it. You have to make everything sound much worse than it possibly is because this is how you get money. This is how you make money. You're a trash fucking human that has to lie and throw your fellow trans people under the goddamn bus in order to get ahead yourself. Just ridiculous. Shame on you. And then on Trash World. Yeah, this following up to the Blair White thing. Sorry. Hey, but if we let people choose their own gender, then what's next? Something else that's none of my business? And won't harm anybody in the slightest? I mean, where does it end? I can't be uppity, nosy, and bitchy about something that doesn't affect me. I thought this was America. Trash goblins. And what level of capitalism is this, folks? John Steingart says, the California Supreme Court decided a case that could add billions in labor costs to employers' bottom line. What? They're adding billions to employers' bottom lines. They're going to bankrupt the whole country. Why are they doing this? by requiring them to pay employees for work time that previously went uncompensated. Yeah, that's good then. What are you talking? You have to pay employees for work being framed as adding billions to labor costs is the most American thing ever. Like, what the fuck? Talk about late stage capitalism. And then lots of people died this week, folks. All kinds of people died. John Ashton, who played Sergeant John Taggart in Beverly Hills Cop, dead at 76. Young'un. I tried to watch the new Beverly Hills Cop, but it didn't fucking take. Not good. It doesn't age well. But yeah, I liked him. He seemed like a decent dude. And then Pete Rose dropped dead at 83. Man, in honor of him, I should have bet on the day he was going to die. So close. But rest in peace, Pete. And then Matumbe Agumbo. Is that his name? No, it's Dikembe Mutombo. Yeah, he was only 59. 59, died of the brain cancer. Brain cancer, scary as shit, y'all. You get brain cancer, you're fucking dead. 58. You don't live a year. You get that shit, it's over. I hope AI hurries up and cures this shit because I'm worried I got a tumor and going to die any second now. So apparently he was a great guy too. He used all his money to help his fellow Afrikaners, pull a lot of people out of poverty. Great gentleman all the way around. I saw Obama giving him the rub and the love and gonna be missed, Dikembe Mutombo. I heard you was also a good basketball player. And last but not least, speaking of dead people, oh my God, this is elder abuse, y'all. So this is Frankie Valli. Remember Frankie Valli? Of course you don't. But back in the, I'm going to say 1800s, there was a band that he was involved in. And somehow he's still alive. He's at least 1 million years old. But this is just sad, y'all. I guess they still have these reunion tours, and they're dragging these old geezers out there and have them lip sync to their old songs, but they're so old they literally can barely even stand and move their lips anymore. Somebody needs to call social services. I've seen more energy and life in the dummies at Chuck E. Cheese than this motherfucker got. Holy God, talk about some Weekend at Bernie shit. Scary as fuck, y'all. Hell to the no. Let that man die in peace. And that is my trash world for tonight. And folks, I have a Patreon site. It's patreon.com/podcast. Shut up, Dusty. If you click on the More button in the description of this video, the very first link takes you to my Patreon account. Could you please find it in your heart, the kindness deep down inside of you that I know exists somewhere, to chip in a couple dollars, 10, 20, a million, whatever the fuck you have. I'm not very greedy. But see, I don't make any money off this show except for what users support from the patrons and also the super chats. So help, please help. If you watch a couple of the shows a week and you enjoy what I do, now's the time. Now's the time to chip in to support the art you enjoy so it doesn't disappear. If you guys support, I'll keep doing it. And I want to keep doing it, so please help. I need it. And also, you get tickets to every after party that has ever existed. And tonight's after party goes from here all the way down to here. So you don't want to miss it. Going to be a good one. Go join my Patreon, please. Thank you in advance. And all right, let's read the super chats. Super chats. And first off tonight, BBC, Hell Satan BBC, love you, brother. Rebecca Poise, hero of the show, looking forward to binge watching. Still have Friday to catch up with. Have a great night. I will. You have a great night. You made my night a lot better, so thank you. Gonna have a good night because of you, Rebecca. And Jason Ashby, welcome to PTO Hero. Spam that chat with the community. My family just found out that Grandpa's addicted to Viagra. Hell yeah, get it, Grandpa. Grandma is taking it the hardest. I see what you did there. Nice. Little baby $10. Israel is escalating to de-escalate such BS. I did do a video on that. Jon Stewart called them out for that. If you want to check that out on my fake podcast. And one ticket from Jason Ashby. Hell yeah, that's the way to do it. If you're watching on the replay, you need to show up live because that's how you get your chance to win a free ticket to the after party. They're giving out randomly here to people that are live, so show up. Oi boy, one of my penance for my recent psychotic break of a diatribe. Embarrassed, ashamed, but more importantly, I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve the vitriol spewed, especially seeing how this was clearly mental fabrication on my part. Nah, it's fine, oi boy. You have a right to have your opinion. I think where the misunderstanding was I kind of called bullshit on Lance from the Surf's message emailing me. The reason I called bullshit on it kind of was because so we've already talked. We already have a thread going on in DMs on Twitter. And so the reason I called bullshit, I was like, why would he email me to an email address I never got when we already have this dialogue that's happening? He messaged me and asked me to come to the show. I responded and I said I would and asked him when, and then he blew me off. So I'm like, why would he email me on some other account when we're already talking about this on this account? So it was just a misunderstanding. It's totally cool, and I appreciate you supporting the show again tonight. It's good to see you, not oi boy. And Agent Orange, $20. I got my Bolski, my Brewski, and most importantly, my Dusty. Hell of an intro dance, brother. Hell yeah. I turn that energy up to 11 every time for just you, Agent Orange, because you're my favorite. Megan Barcelona, $5. Broke Bitch Club strikes again. 100 megadums, 150, of course. Crank that shit up. Thank you, Megan Barcelona. Joop, Dusty, I hope you had a tremendous weekend. It went by way too fast. I mostly slept. I did. I got some BBC of my own. Yeah, I'm jealous. Gods, he was strong back there. Woo, woo. Take it. Take it hard, Joop. Kevin Milligan, get to 10. Hell yeah, 10 Dusty memberships. Fuck yeah, that's the way you do it. If you got a free ticket, show up after tonight's after party. Check the membership section of YouTube for your ticket to the after party and give Kellen all your love. He deserves it. Metametheus, $2. Let's get Dusty YouTube money by viewing his AI podcast. Do it to it. I do have to apologize in advance. I'm thinking about spamming the channel. So if you want to unsubscribe from all the spam that is going to happen on the channel tomorrow, I don't blame you. Forgive me. I'm trying stuff. It's an experiment. So just keep that in mind. Venture Man, $20. Feels like forever since I had my Dusty fix. Start the week strong. Hell yeah, we are. Love your Venture Van. Appreciate you joining me tonight. Cool to hang out with you. Carolyn, $10. Of course, they love the big federal government after disaster. Happy Monday. Yeah, they're always like, where my FEMA check? All the people that hate socialism, they sure don't hate it when a storm hits. Cole James, woo-hoo! Love me some Cole James, $20. You rock, Cole. Dave, what up, Dave? Dave, get to 10 tickets to you lucky silver bitches. Show up and give Dave your love. Good to see you, Dusty. It's good to see you, Dave. Oh, that's not what Dave said. Dave said, let's scroll down. Anyone who watched Will Hopper and didn't come away with true love for true friendship has no soul. I did watch I watched some of it. I was already sold before I even started watching it, though, to be honest with you. So I didn't have to finish it. I was already on board with the whole thing. Coach James, another big toot for Coach James. Mr. Anderson, 10. Mr. Anderson has a dud. Mr. Anderson, hero of the show. Hello, Mr. Anderson. Everybody give Mr. Anderson your love and show up with your free tickets at the after party. Take my money back. This is Bassett. I will grab the courier. Good to see you tonight. $20 to swag on cut. The Ferals are stoked that they get new houses for the winter. Hell yeah, I'm stoked for them. They're busy packing, but send their regards. As always, thank you, Swagger and Cat, and scritches to the Ferals. The left tech cat. Have you heard about Alan Lichtman's 13 systems? It predicts a Harris victory. I did hear, 13 keys. I did hear that. Didn't Nate Silver turn those keys and claim that they suggest Trump is going to win? I think I read about that. Good to see you, Em. Hey, good to see you. And I know there's some shit over here that didn't show up because I see it. I don't know why it's not showing up, but let me go over here and look. I see a big one. From Dave. Sorry, been MIA, dealing with shit and medical nonsense, so feel like crap most days, but never feel. Kiwis are hard to get rid of. Love you. Hey, I love you. Everybody loves you. Everybody, even if it didn't show up, give big love to Dave. That's a huge donation, and it's very much appreciated from hero of the show, Dave Cowell, our Kiwi buddy. So super love on Super Dave. Dave rocks. And is that the only one I missed? Hopefully that's the only big one I missed. I don't see any other big ones over here. But if I missed another big one, somebody please donate $1 or $2 and let me know that I missed a big one. I thought I saw another big one pop up, but it's not showing up for me. So somebody please let me know. And Runs, $2. PlayStation Network is down, but Dusty as hell. Hell yeah. I own the PlayStation Network. It sucks shit compared to Dusty. And all right. Move right along. Still plenty of chance to get your super chats in if you're able, if you want to. Going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. But now we're moving along to some religious bullshit, y'all. All the party people sing religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Yeah! And first up, today it's religious bullshit. You're not gonna believe this, folks. No child rape tonight. What? What? They took a break from raping the children for a short period of time? I cannot believe it. Anyway, they didn't take time for shitting on Democrats, though. They should lose their tax-exempt status. Here's Trump-loving evangelist Mario Murillo declaring that all us Kamala Harris supporters are puppets of the devil.
By the same context that I have opposed gang warfare, drug addiction, and godlessness and atheism, I am now opposing Kamala Harris because I believe she is the puppet embodiment of a system that is here to destroy us. How can I be a man of God and not fight that? When you can't even pray the Lord's Prayer right now.
You can, literally.
With honesty.
Nobody's stopping
and support her. Because it says, deliver us from evil. And when you ask God to deliver you from evil and he provides the mechanism to be delivered from evil, and you don't use it, you are mocking God and you're mocking the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, mock the shit out of God. Fuck you, God. What you gonna do about it? Bring your bitch ass down here. I don't need this motherfucker to tell me. I need you, God. Come on. Where you at, bitch? Where the fuck you at? If God exists, may he... Just kidding, God. Fuck off. And then on religious bullshit. Christian nightmares. Jesus Christ. I am embarrassed for this girl. Victim complex. That's all they do. They have a fetish for pretending someone is out to get them, folks. Here is the latest horrible, crappy music Christian song. And before I play it, I just want to know, why is she walking like this?
They think they can outlaw our way of life. They got another thing coming.
Bible on the nightstand, a 40 in the drawer. All I'll be is a smoking gun if they show up at my door. It's heaven on earth out here, but there's a devil in D.C. Well, if shit goes down and hate comes around, I guarantee you'll see.
I'm killing everybody.
My face right above the bounty. Most wanted and dangerous. Have to track my truck through some back road mud. Go and lock me up in the outlaw country. Dead or alive, I'm gonna die just doing my thing. Ain't sorry as how God built me. I'll go down guilty the first they hunted the outlaw country.
Right, the outlaw country. I murdered everybody. Got my Bible and my gun. Gonna kill everyone. Why am I walking like this? Don't even think about it. Hell yeah, that sucked. Good lordy, yeah. And great question here, folks. This is how it is down here in the South. Imagine living here, broke down trailer park, and sending money to the guy living here. But this is how it is, folks. So many of these idiots around here struggling to get by, struggling to put food on the table, yet they got to pay multi-millionaires to live the life of luxury. That's brainwashing for you. Dumbass motherfuckers. And how's everybody's Sunday going? Here's some batshit crazy ladies getting filled with the Holy Spirit.
It's your hunger and your expectation for God's restoration, for his purpose, for his identity to be established inside of you, for his victory to come out of you this day. Jesus Christ died on the cross so that you can.
She's doing that Betty Hinn, make you pass out by hitting you with my jacket thing. She stole that shit.
Be saved.
Baby talk, baby talk. Yeah, even women are dumb as shit. Stupidity doesn't know any sex, that's for sure. And finish up this story, folks. you guys are about to be shocked to shit. Even I can't believe this one. So you guys know hate preacher Steve Anderson? This guy look familiar to you at all? I've showed him on the show many times. He usually talks about how we should execute gay people, how he'd be happy if gay people died brutally, and how we have to support Trump, and how women need to get in the kitchen, aren't allowed to read books that he tells them they can't read, and just one of the biggest scumbag pieces of shit to ever exist. Well, he has 12 kids and prepare to be shot. Apparently, he's been abusing them? Yeah, apparently his kids came out and is like, this motherfucker crazy. He beating the fuck out of us. Child abuse. Oh, him and Meta wrote an article about it. His son came out, said, my daddy been beating me. And then another son came out and said, oh yeah, my daddy been beating me. And then his daughter came out and was like, yeah, I had to run away because this motherfucker's so goddamn crazy. He'd been beating us all. And so here's his son. After his son came out and told his story about how his father abused him, one of the main preachers that is one of the ones that allows this Steve guy to stay as the head of his church called him. Well, first the preacher went public to back Steve up and said that Steve hasn't done anything wrong that would have him removed from the church. And then he had a phone conversation that he did not realize was being recorded with Steve's son. And he basically admits that he knows that Steve is beating them, but he doesn't give a shit.
Testimony from all 4 of my dad's adult children. Interview all of us, talk to all of us, not publicly interview, but have private conversations. I can give you my siblings' phone numbers. You can call them. You can ask them the tough questions, and you can then make your decision based on those.
What information are they going to tell me, John, that I don't know?
So you're saying you know that he beat his wife with spousal punishment?
I asked him the questions that I needed to ask, and he answered them truthfully, and it doesn't contradict anything you're saying.
So, yeah, I know. I asked him if he beat his wife. He told me, and it doesn't contradict what you're saying, so I know he did it, and I don't give a shit. We're not removing him as the preacher because we don't fucking give a goddamn about anything.
Following video is a recording of a conversation between myself and Pastor Shelley that took place on the phone last Friday, September 20th, the day after Pastor Shelley released an episode of his podcast, The Baptist Bias, addressing the situation with my dad, Pastor Steven Anderson, and the allegations of child abuse and spousal abuse made against him. During this conversation, Pastor Shelley was not aware that he was being recorded and therefore spoke a lot more freely. Pastor Shelley gives his opinion on whether or not he thinks my dad actually did the things he was accused of, what my dad told him in personal conversation, his opinions on whether or not spousal abuse, or as he likes to call it, spousal corporal punishment, is wrong, and whether or not it is wrong for a pastor to mislead his church members. Some of the things said in...
The gist of it is he don't give a shit. Yes, a pastor should be able to beat his wife. Yes, he should be able to beat his kids. That is not disqualifying for being the head preacher. Meanwhile, Steven found out his kids were out there talking shit about him, and here's how he responded.
My accusers teamed up with a literal Satan-worshiping transvestite.
Oh, no.
Okay, and you know what? We could pretty much almost just close our Bibles and go home right now.
Nothing to see here, folks. It's the trans. Yes, I beat my kids. Yes, I beat my wife. But look up here at the trans people. Let's all go home.
Okay? Because anybody with a brain in their head knows that you don't go to Satan to tell the truth. You go to Satan because you want to tell lies. Okay? The guy
Guilty
is
as
in
fuck.
drag.
Oh,
He is
no.
a man dressed up as a woman.
This is so fucking transparent. All he has is brain worms, broke brains. Say trans over and over and over again so you guys fear the woke and then forgive me for beating my wife and kids.
The video that all these Christians are promoting this week and sending around all over the internet, literally you click on it, the first thing you're going to see is a man in makeup in a flowery dress with a Satan symbol. But isn't it interesting that all 3 of them, they all went to a transvestite, open reprobate. And you know why? Because God is showing people who's telling the truth and who's lying. That's why. Anybody who actually loves the Lord and loves the truth can easily figure out the truth.
Yeah.
Because
I don't love the Lord at all, and I can easily figure out the truth.
God in his providence worked it out where my enemies were too stupid to actually attack me in a way that could even be seen as legitimate, but they all went straight to literal Satan so that everybody who actually cares about the truth and what the Bible says will know that they're lying, because Satan is the father of lies.
Yeah, don't believe them because of trans. My own kids are liars because of trans. Yeah, guilty as fuck. But nobody's surprised and nobody gives a shit. They don't care if you beat your kids, folks. They don't care if you beat your wife. The congregation don't give a shit. They're lot more likely to give you more money for that kind of shit. I don't know why you're trying to hide it, but whatever. You do you, and that's my religious bullshit for tonight. Yeah, nobody's surprised. Angry as shit. Guilty as fuck. Such a calm guy. Yeah, doesn't seem to have any kind of anger issues whatsoever. How could he possibly be an abuser? Somebody that cool and collected? No way. I just can't see it. And, all right, moving right along, folks. Raise your power fist. Y'all ready for this? No real bad violence tonight, but still, it's time to free Palestine. So this week, more of the same. Instead of Palestine, instead of just Gaza, folks, they decided to attack 2 other countries. Basically, it seems like they know that no one is going to hold them accountable for anything. It's almost like what they did in Palestine was a test run. And they were able to commit war crime after war crime after war crime, murder so many children right there on camera in front of everybody. The United States still sent them $20 billion, every weapon they want, vetoing any accountability in the UN. And so they realized, oh my God, we can literally murder children live on camera, and America's still going to support us. They're not going to do anything. So we can just go ahead and attack all the countries around us, and America will fund all our forever wars. America will help us kill anybody we want to. They're never going to stop sending money. We have them. We own them. They're our bitches. And so now they're attacking multiple countries. Israel killed Julie and her mother in South Lebanon today. Yeah, these, I guess they're Hezbollah. I guess she was good old Hezbollah there, this poor girl and her mom. Don't they like Hezbollah? Don't they like terrorists, folks? They can kill anybody now, though, folks. And all our officials will say over and over again is they have a right to defend themselves. They had a right to defend themselves because these people, weren't these people a big threat to them, folks? Hey, they have a right to kill any of us, folks. There is no rules for them. They're dropping white phosphorus, which has been internationally banned over in Lebanon, folks. Here they are. They don't give a shit. War crimes right in your face, and they know nobody will ever hold them accountable. We'll just keep funding it over and over and over again. They own us. They rule us. The most evil people in the world. And amazingly, even Sky News is starting to expose them, folks.
The Israeli forces say they are targeting Hezbollah positions, weapons stores, fighters, commanders. But the evidence is that there are many, many civilian areas which are also being heavily impacted, including large numbers of civilians, women and children, who are being killed or injured. And of course, this is on top of tens of thousands of those who've been forced to flee their homes and are now living in shelters or living rough. Many of the human rights organizations are insisting that this is in contravention of international humanitarian law. And certainly the Lebanese government is calling on the Israelis to stop their airstrikes.
Yeah, just fucking nuts, y'all. They want to kill all innocent people in hopes that a few of their families will fight back, resist them, which gives them the right to kill even more people. They honestly believe they have the right to destroy entire blocks of apartment complexes, kill hundreds of people just to get one guy. So for every one person that fights back, they'll kill 100 innocent people to make another one person to fight back, so they can kill another 100 people. This is how it works. This is how they justify their ethnic cleansing, their genocide on multiple fronts. Never-ending war from the terrorist state of Israel. And does Lebanon have a right to defend itself? Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, Joe Biden administration says, I spoke twice with Israeli Minister of Defense Yoav Gallant yesterday about the events in Lebanon. I expressed my full support for Israel's right to defend itself and its people against Iranian-backed terrorist groups. They're just defending themselves, murder all those innocent people. They're just defending themselves, killing whole apartment complexes to get one guy. It's just self-defense, y'all. We 100% back you in your genocide. Just fucking disgusting to see what this goddamn country has become, and it's Democrats doing it, folks. And apparently, the woman from Vault, from The Boys, I thought she died, spoiler alert, in one of the episodes, but apparently they hired her to be a government spokesperson. And here they are asking her about the escalation of war in Lebanon. The apartment complex is being bombed, destroyed, all people murdered. And here's her response.
Just called on both sides to not escalate the situation. Is this an escalation?
Yeah, again, that remains to be seen. We're still assessing.
6 apartment buildings in the suburbs of Beirut have been leveled. That's not, you have to assess whether that's an escalation?
You're telling me that. I do not know that to be true. So
I don't know that to be true. I don't know nothing. I'm playing ignorant. Hey, we have the most sophisticated surveillance equipment in the world. We have the most sophisticated CIA intelligence agency in the world. Obviously, we know more about this than you do, but I'm pretending like I'm just hearing all this for the first time. I don't know what's happening, y'all. What is even Lebanon? What is it? I don't know. What are words?
So again, we are still assessing the situation. We are going to continue to have our calls with our, the Israelis to get more details. I appreciate the question. I hope you would also appreciate that this just happened a few hours ago. So yes, we are still doing an assessment. Rio.
Just gaslighting continuously, playing ignorant, never answering the question, folks. It's so fucking frustrating. And then this grinning ghoul here. Holy God, one of the most evil human beings I've ever witnessed. They're just asking him about this stuff. Do you condemn a whole building being targeted for one fucking person? Can't you call any of this shit out? Is there anything Israel can do that would make you hold them accountable?
Spain. Thank you. I want to follow up regarding the civilian casualties in Lebanon. During the past week, Israel targeted many residential buildings and heavy airstrikes. In one of them, 33 people were killed in Bekaa. Israel always is claiming that there are Hezbollah members there. How is the U.S. not condemning or finding it normal that a whole building can be targeted only for one person, even if kids are being torn to pieces? Sometimes we don't see a Hezbollah member in that building after it was hit by an airstrike.
So we don't want to see a single civilian casualty in Lebanon. Yeah, we are seeing them as we see them in other conflicts, and it is a tragedy, and it is why we are trying to pursue a diplomatic resolution to this conflict. This conflict never would have started. Again, if we want to talk about culpability, if Hezbollah on October 8th hadn't started attacking Israel.
He's literally justifying murdering 30 children to get one guy because Hezbollah. So I guess if a terrorist does something, you have the right to kill a bunch of innocent people to get that one terrorist. That's just justifiable now. Who gives a shit, right? And watch him. He almost cannot contain himself with his grinning. I've never fucking seen anything like this.
No, but it's important to understand why Israel is defending itself against these attacks. It's because Hezbollah started a conflict with Israel on October 8th. Had nothing to do with Gaza. Nothing at all to do with Gaza.
Had nothing to do with Israel continuously bombing them. 87% of the missile strikes have come from Israel. Has nothing to do with them occupying foreign countries and killing innocent people. No. They just defend themselves, y'all.
Israel has a right to defend itself against that terrorism. Now,
they literally like zombies, all repeating the same thing over and fucking over again. Israel has a right to defend itself. Doesn't matter. They'll kill every one of us, folks. They'll start bombing America, and they'll get on fucking TV and tell us Israel has a right to defend themselves against us. It's only a matter of time before it starts happening. And I agree with Jack here. Call me mad, but attacking 3 different countries in 24 hours isn't really the behavior of a defense force. Of course it's not. This has nothing to do with defense. This has to do with genocide. Using your American stooges to exterminate your enemies. Taking over other people's country, colonizing. And of course, they asked the corpse, the walking dead man, what he thinks about the Lebanon massacre. And he does exactly what he always done. He pretends like he gives a shit. He pretends like he's all mad about it, while he literally does nothing to fucking stop it. It's the same old dog and pony show we see every time with this corpse.
Israel may be now launching a limited operation into Lebanon. Are you aware of that? Are you comfortable with their plans?
I'm more aware than you might know, and I'm comfortable with them stopping. We should have a ceasefire now. Thank you.
Then stop sending the bombs. Stop funding it. What are you talking about? oh man, I really wish this would stop. I mean, yeah, I'm going to send every single bomb they drop and every bullet they fire, and I'm going to send them another $30 billion, and I'm never going to do anything to hold them accountable, and I'm going to order my people to go to the UN and veto any accountability that might be held against them, but I really want it to stop, y'all. Just gaslighting, man. Fucking Butcher Biden, one of the worst humans to ever goddamn live. Holy God, I hope he gets what's coming to him. And then over in Germany, folks, apparently individuals who post from the river to the sea to be denied German citizenship because they own everything in the West, folks. Every government owned by Israel. They care more about Israel than they do their own fucking citizens. No free speech for you. You're not allowed to say innocuous sayings while they can literally get on social media and talk about wanting to exterminate, cheering giddily of the murder of children. Nothing happens to them, but I dare you say this one line, banned from Germany, always on the wrong side of fucking history, Germany is. And last but not least, on this week's Free Palestine, Al-Safdi, pissed as fuck. So all the Middle Eastern countries got together to give a press statement, a press conference, to decry what Israel is doing in Lebanon, in Syria, in Gaza, and in no uncertain terms explaining exactly what the fuck's happening here.
I want to add one sentence. The Israeli Prime Minister came here today and said that Israel is surrounded by those who want to destroy it, an enemy. We're here, members of a Muslim Arab committee mandated by 57 Arab and Muslim countries. And I can tell you here, very unequivocally, all of us are willing to, right now, guarantee the security of Israel in the context of Israel ending the occupation and allowing for the emergence of a Palestinian state, independent state, along the efforts that we all agree. He is creating that danger because he simply does not want the two-state solution. And if he does not want the two-state solution, can you ask the Israeli officials, what is their end game? Other than just wars
Genocide.
and wars and wars.
Genocide.
I'm telling you, all of us in the Arab world here, we want a peace in which Israel lives in peace and security, accepted, normalized with all Arab countries in the context of ending the occupation, withdrawing from Arab territory, allowing for the emergence of an independent, sovereign Palestinian state on June 4, 1967, lies with occupied Jerusalem as capital. That is our narrative. That is, and we will guarantee Israel's security in that context. Can you ask Israelis what's their narrative other than I'm going to continue to go to war, I'm going to kill this and kill that and destroy this and this that? The amount of damage that Israeli government has done, 30 years of efforts to convince people that peace is possible, this Israeli government killed it. The amount of dehumanization, hatred, bitterness will take generations to navigate through. So ultimately the question is, we want peace. And we've laid out a plan for peace. Ask any Israeli official, what is their plan for peace? You'll get nothing because they're only thinking of the first step. We're going to go destroy Gaza, inflame the West Bank, destroy Lebanon. And after that, they have no plan. We have a plan. We have no partner for peace in Israel.
Their plan is pretty simple. They're going to genocide you all and take your shit. That is their plan. They're going to wipe Palestine off the map, move their people in. They're going to wipe Lebanon off their map, move their people in. Nothing is safe. It's like a virus growing. It's only a matter of time before they come over here and colonize the U.S. too, folks. Nothing is safe from the Zionists. They won't be satisfied until they take the entire planet, until none of us are fucking left, until we're all swallowed up by the terrorist Zionist evil. And that's my Free Palestine for tonight. Dusty, are you going to continue shilling for Kamala? Yes, I am. When she changes nothing. Nope, I'm going to hold her accountable, just like I've always done from the very fucking beginning, right? Even if she was exactly the same with Palestine as Trump would be, which I don't think she is. I think Trump is going to be worse on Palestine in every way. Every signal that he's given declares that to be true. But even if they're exactly the same on Palestine in every way, she's better on every other issue humanly conceivable. So yes, I will still shill for the person that is far, far better in every goddamn way except for this one, and then I will continue to hold her accountable for the evils and the genocide in Palestine, just as I fucking done. Thank you for the question. Can't stand to be here for that. Okay, if you can't stand to be from that, then fuck off. If you're talking to me, I don't know what you're talking about. If I'm being rude for no reason, I apologize. I think that guy was a troll, probably, but I'll answer trolls honestly. Why wouldn't I? Trump will undoubtedly be worse. Yes, he will undoubtedly be worse. No doubt about it. It's only a matter of time before Israel turns on Jordan. We will see. Give her a White House and see if she stops arming Israel. Oh, I doubt she'll stop arming Israel. I think she'll be slightly more aggressive towards them than Donald Trump would be. If only a few kids get saved, that's better than them not getting saved, right? Kamala is far from perfect, but better than Trump in every way. Yeah, of course. There's no serious person who's going to argue against that. And all right, we're all along, folks. One last section before the show's over. That's not true. Actually, got a pretty long hero section. But we got a Beyond Parody coming up and a hero section. So prepare your anus. Beyond Parody! Boom! And first off, on a Beyond Parody, folks, I think this is new. Now, don't get me wrong. We've seen this type of clip before where two black guys go to Civil War reenactments dressed as slaves to troll the people who were there. I definitely showed you of these clips before, but I think this is a new one. I think these are two new guys doing this. So if I'm wrong, fuck you. But this is a great clip. Two black guys dressed up as slaves and going out and trolling these incredibly dipshit Civil War reenactors.
It's just accurate history, you know.
Were you invited? We're with the History Channel. You look like it.
Is there a problem?
Yes, what is it? I want to know what you are doing.
This was the drip back then. We just want to be as historically accurate as possible.
This is not okay.
But this is history.
We don't know
Can we stay?
Take the chains off. You want to walk around here and be here, that's fine, but you're going to take all that off.
You want us to be naked?
No.
We're just trying to stay in character, you know?
But let's do it properly.
Let's do it properly. Not the way it really was. This is a reenactment, but not a real reenactment. We're just here to romanticize the Civil War era and pretend like none of this horrible bullshit even happened. And, bitch, are you white? You ain't even white. What are you doing out there?
I thought I learned this in history class. I learned wrong.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, that is definitely not historically accurate.
He's not with us.
He must have watched Django or something. That's make-believe.
No, sir.
I thought it was against the law for a to be on a horse.
Excuse me?
Oh, can we not use it? So what can we do? Because I'm kind of feeling limited right now. You're kind of like boxing my creative juices.
I don't know of anything else you can do, unless you want to walk around and pick up cans or something.
Yeah, you want to walk up here and pick up cans, boys? You want to pick some cotton, boy? What the fuck is that guy's accent? Holy God, he done drank all the Kool-Aid. This guy done got sunk deep down into the sunken place. They replaced him with an old white man.
What can we do? Because I'm kind of feeling limited right now. You're kind of like boxing my creative juices.
I don't know of anything else you can do, unless you want to walk around and pick up cans or something.
Can we just pick up the cotton?
Where are you folks from?
My daddy's balls.
That's pretty rude.
Wait, is this going on Facebook Live? Because I can't be on there. I can't. No, please.
I don't think they had iPhones back in the day.
Too late.
So you're going to have to put that up.
It's too late.
Please.
Too late, buddy.
Please.
Too late. Uh-oh. Now they're getting into real character, huh?
Now they're getting the real character. I love it, boys. Just good God. Civil War reenactors are such fucking trash. Just trying to romanticize slavery and racism. Fuck all y'all. And then, old pink-haired grandma Donald Trump is back, y'all. And this dude knows a lot about every subject. And one of the subjects he knows the most about are guns. And one of the guns he knows the most about? MK-47s.
Venezuelan killers, street gangs, occupying the town with MK-47.
MK-47s.
I know that gun very well. I get to know it very well.
He knows it very well, folks. He knows all the things. The MK-47s, he's definitely all about. I think he's getting maybe MK Ultra mixed up with AK-47. Doesn't matter, folks. I dare you correct pink-haired Grandma Trump. He is definitely mentally all there. Nothing going wrong. And I showed you clips of a little bit of this on a previous show. But now more clips have been released from the Trump MAGA fashion show, y'all. Cringe alert for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. Here's the MAGA fashion show. Oh, I hate it. Yikes.
Who is this Donald Trump, the greatest man ever?
Oh, God.
Joining us is Mike.
Only going to scream on me.
Oh, God.
What's going on, guys?
What is going on?
TJ Maxx pink shirt that I got for $11.
Looks like Trump's hair.
But you took it to support your
God, they're so lame. Holy God. Oh my God.
I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Are you?
All sound weird as hell to me.
Nice hair.
This jacket is called fight.
Oh God. Oh no. No, MAGA. No. What the fuck? Oh my God. Yay! It's terrible. No, thank you. Oh, did he fall? What the fuck?
Activate you one more time. One more time. Another one more time. One more time.
Woo! Shake that ass!
Toting around bullshit.
Not embarrassing, y'all.
One more time.
One more time.
One more time.
One more.
It is the greatest movement and the largest coalition.
Holy freak show. Good Lord, y'all. Just the weirdest dumpster fire, lowest level people on earth. Hard to believe they're going to get Trump elected again. Hopefully not, but that. Folks, did you see the 43-foot tall naked statue of Donald Trump? Well, you're about to. Let's see, is there a video of it? I guess there's no video of it. Anyway, apparently some artist erected a 43-foot statue made of paper mache of fat-ass Donald Trump on a crane. It's like a marionette puppet. And I know, if you're like me, you're like, God damn it. I really wanted to see that dick. I really wanted to see the Trump dick, Dusty. I can't believe they pixeled out the Trump dick. I am so disappointed. I got your back. Here it is. Trump dick. Woo! There you go. I think that's way too big, to be honest with you. I think it's not a mushroom enough. It needs to be like short with a big fat mushroom head. I don't think the artist did it right. But anyway, there it is. He can't see it. He can't see it because of the gut, like all fat dudes. But you're welcome. And speaking of beyond parody, y'all, I don't think Trumpers are the brightest or the best. Here's Little Pump wearing his fuck Taylor Swift shirt, and they couldn't even spell Taylor's name right. This is the level of brain genius we're dealing with here. They can't even spell a 6-letter name correctly. Good lordy, y'all. Just the dumbest fuck stains the human mind is capable of imagining. And things go real bad for Mark Robinson. This week, he was forced to campaign with a Trump and Melania cardboard cutout, y'all. He's done been banished. Poor guy, but I have to give it to him. The Ozempic seems to be working, y'all. I got to get on that Ozempic. I got to get on the Ozempic. I got to get me some insurance, y'all. Go sign up my patrons so I get insurance and get on the Ozempic stat. But sad, super sad, Mark. I don't think you're going to win. And that, for fuck's sake, apparently Kamala using space lasers and weather machines to cause hurricanes now. What the fuck, Kamala? Gotta be true, because Corey says they are using HARP to ensure that Hurricane Helene devastates the largest Republican stronghold area in Florida. This hurricane will destroy homes, displace thousands, and ensure much less participation in the presidential election in November. Hey, you better hope mail-in ballots are allowed, right? They will stop at nothing. That's right, stop at nothing. Doing this on purpose, y'all. They cheat, causing weather wars over there in Florida to make you motherfuckers not be able to vote. And that's just crazy enough to work, guys. And then, you guys know who Tyrus is? He's this wrestler from some kind of lower league wrestling organization who goes and runs his diarrhea lips for Fox News all the time. I don't know how he's a wrestler. He looks fat. He's not in shape. He doesn't look like he's charismatic. I don't understand it, but I guess it doesn't matter. But people describing him as hilarious, folks. First off, Zaraka says, it's so weird to see this guy on Fox News. He looks like how gay furries draw Bowser. And it does! Bowser! You know, from Mario Brothers, gay furries. He's a gay furry Bowser. That's not even the best one. Here's the best roast. He's built like if Gears of War had a character that listened to Limp Bizkit. That's exactly what he looks like. Gears of War, Limp Bizkit. Nailed it. Perfect description. Tyrus? No, he is not. I don't think he's a rapper. I think he's a wrestler. That's my understanding. I think you're thinking of Blow Fagra, or whatever the fuck his name is. And last but not least, on this cavalcade of embarrassment, did you see this old dickhead boomer paid $4,000 for a Taylor Swift guitar just so he could go up on stage and destroy it? Imagine being this person.
Joking. Guess we don't need the wall hanger.
Yep, hobble up there, dickhead. You did it. You got to destroy your guitar. Yay, Grandpa. You could have spent that money on anything else. You could have gave that guitar to a Taylor Swift fan to make their week, but no. No, you got to break it.
Now take that, hang up that busted thing.
God damn it, Republicans are so stupid. Just the lamest fucks on the fucking planet. Walking embarrassment. Go towards the light, Grandpa. Your days are almost up. And that is my Beyond Parody for tonight. I know, didn't even smash it. Of course, he had to do it in the lamest grandpa way humanly imaginable. Like they do fucking everything. Useless waste of oxygen. I could have used that money. Me too, baby. Me too. He eats bacon. You know he drinks the gravy. He showed her, I know, right? Bought the guitar and smashed it up. She's devastated, y'all. John Belushi is laughing and rolling over his grave. I thought John Belushi was alive. Maybe it's Jim Belushi I'm thinking of. One of them's alive. The brother, who is way more talented in my opinion. Shut up. All right, let's move along, folks. Last chance to get your super chats in. One more section, but it's a good one. It's time for some heroes. We could be heroes just for one day. Yowza! And first off, on tonight's heroes list, this hero lady who drove up and screamed at these racist asshats trying to shoo Haitians away down in Springfield.
Haitians have no home here. Hate has no home here. We don't want you here. Let them know. Springfield is about love.
That's
we
it.
We love our people, all people, all
That's
people.
it.
Love this town. Get out. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. America first. America first. America first. America first.
Yeah, now they like masks.
No hate, love. No hate, love. No hate, love. No hate.
I love you, baby.
America first. America first. America first. America first.
So embarrassing.
America first. America first. In Ohio.
The unfuckables.
Haiti's nowhere near Springfield. It's not even part of the United States of America.
Literally just the dumbest dog shit, bottom of the barrel bubble fucks on the goddamn planet. And then, you guys ever heard of Primanti Brothers? Me either. But apparently it's a restaurant chain for Italian food. And JD Vance wanted to go in there and get a campaign photo, get some video of him going into a Americana restaurant. And they was like, fuck off, JD Vance. They banned him from the restaurant. Here's a little video about it.
Hey, y'all, you gotta check this out. JD Vance just got kicked out of a restaurant in Pennsylvania.
The manager went outside, told him they need to leave. They will call the police if he comes out. Unfortunately, he cannot come in. So what's going to happen is that they're going to take down our name, all our information, so the next time the kitchen crew's running out because everyone's canceling their orders. Everyone just canceled all the orders, and we're just paying for what we drank, and then everyone's leaving. But yes, unfortunately, Vance cannot come out of his car, cannot shake our hands, because Primanti Brothers does not want him in here whatsoever.
Freedom, baby.
This is what happens when you attack communities.
Yep.
Communities don't like you, and they don't want you around them.
Bite back.
MAGA's about to be pariahs to our society.
Please.
Good riddance.
Hell yeah. Fuck all y'all. Let them know about it. Get all up in their fucking ass. You are not welcome here in this society anymore, maggots. And on Heroes, Jessica back to destroy it again, folks. Love what she does. And watch how shell-shocked all the other chud dipshits are. Just sitting there, mouths agape in shock as she owns them.
Jessica, how do you see it?
Dramatically differently from how my colleagues see it. So just a couple notes. Trump closes strong in Georgia. He lost Georgia. So I guess if someone had found him 11,237 votes, it would have gone better, but he's a loser there.
I meant by
Starlink.
Campaign activity.
Oh, he shows up a lot and people see him and then they vote against him. Starlink, there are 40 satellites that are already going. In Maui, by the way, the $700 was the FEMA limit. So Donald Trump and his supporters are running the same old tired playbook that they did with Maui and they did with East Palestine. So not only was Joe Biden on top of this, he signed the disaster declarations even before the storms hit to make sure that there would be no delay in goods and services. Donald Trump's social media posts contain blatant lies, like Governor Kemp can't reach the president. Governor Kemp gave a press conference yesterday where he said, I just spoke to the president. He has promised me every single thing that I need. McMaster from South Carolina, also a conservative, getting everything that he wants, and then Roy Cooper as well. And there's only one president that we are talking about who actually has denied relief for one of these states. In 2017, Roy Cooper asked after Hurricane Matthew for a lot of money, and he got 1% of his ask. They denied 99% of what he was asking for after that hurricane came. There are 3,300 FEMA personnel there, 5,500 National Guardsmen from 11 states, and search and rescue from 19 states. That doesn't reduce the devastation of this and how horrific it is, but to say that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are out to lunch during this, or they're sitting on a beach reclining there, they are clearly giving them what they need. They will be showing up when it is appropriate. And it's different for Donald Trump, who is not in office. He's just a guy trying to be president again, to show up and throw some bounty at people, versus someone who's actually the commander in chief and doesn't want to distract from what's going on. And as Dana said, Governor Cooper said, I will let you know when it is appropriate for you to come. And same goes for Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, all of it.
Tennessee also.
Crushed them, but yeah, you're right. They just ignore every word she says and just continue on with their lies like she didn't even speak. That's how the show goes. But it's crazy they even let her on there. So that's good. And then once again, billionaire. Fuck all billionaires, eat the rich. Mark Cuban made the heroes list. And God love him, he's doing the best he can to educate people out there. Here he is on MSNBC.
In 2015, when he came down the escalator, in 2016, early on, I was like, okay, this guy is not a traditional politician. But I also presumed that he would start to learn and really take an interest in the job and what it takes to run the country and, you know, learning the issues and the details. And I got to the point where I realized he had no interest in learning. He had no interest in details. He had no interest in really finding out what it takes to be successful with any policy. And it was kind of crazy. He, you know, one time I spoke negatively about him, and he sent me the way he sends an email, right? He writes it out, somebody scans it, and then someone sent that as an email to me, and he said, what happened? And literally what I said to him is, Donald, you're not taking the time to learn the issues. You're not taking the time to learn the details. That is a problem that I can't support. And that's where we kind of diverged and went in our different directions. And he hasn't changed. No one, you know, no one talking about Donald Trump says, boy, that really was a nuanced position. Boy, he really was able to show us a detailed policy depth on what he was talking about. It's the exact opposite. Whenever Donald Trump says something, everybody else has to explain for him what he said, right? He can't ever, it's never like, okay, I'll get to that. I didn't convey it right. I'll give.
You have to sane wash everything he says. That's what the media does for him. Even though he was being nonsensical, they explain it a way that he never meant to because he wasn't intelligent enough to explain it. But they'll do it for him because they're culpable. And then here he is over there on CNBC.
But to your point, right, what is it, 75% of manufacturers have under 20 employees, right? There's like 4,000 companies that have more than 5 manufacturing companies. Donald Trump is trying to come in with a hammer and say, you're the nail. I'm going to hit you with a 200% tariff, John Deere. Kamala Harris is saying, I'm going to give you incentives to manufacture more. Which do you think is going to work better with companies? Do you want to be underneath a hammer? Because when you put a 200% tariff on John Deere and only a 10 or 20% tariff on their Chinese competitors, their Chinese competitors are now less expensive than John Deere. And it's not so easy. We saw what happened with Carrier, right? When in 2016 they said, you know, if you move down, we're going to tax you more, 35% tariff back then. And what Carrier did, they gamed the system, right? They just fired different employees. But to your point,
Good on
right?
you, Mark Cuban.
What is it, 75%?
I don't like Mark Cuban, but at least he's trying. And no. Speaking of heroes, folks, Dave Bautista out here showing us how it's done. He's lost a lot of weight, decided he doesn't want to be a giant fucking meathead anymore, but probably the greatest wrestling actor in the world, and putting his platform and his mouth where his convictions are.
I headed down to my local county office here in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to the supervisor of elections office. It's too early for early voting, right?
Yeah, I mean, those right here are your privacy booths.
Oh, really?
You can fill it out here if that's what you want to do instead of taking it home with you.
Okay, I'll just do it here then.
Yeah, okay.
This election is too important to just sit by and not vote. You got to get out and you got to vote. There's two ways to vote. You can vote in person. You can vote by mail-in ballot. I thought early voting didn't start till October 21st.
That one, yeah. So it'll be basically early voting is when you go to the sites, but this is like a vote by mail form that you would receive in the mail.
Okay, just do it here and it's all done. I really recommend that people go out and vote early.
You're welcome.
Voting today. There'll be less chaos, less lines. It took me literally 20 minutes to go out and vote. So encouraging people to go out and vote early if you can, but if nothing else, just vote.
And he's rocking his Harris Wall shirt. Looking good, Bautista. Way to go, Drax. And last but not least tonight, it's trash, but it's also a celebration of a man's life. Chris Christopherson died. I loved him in Blade. Seemed like a pretty cool dude. Been around for fucking ever. But dude's been based for a long time, sounding exactly like me all the way back in 1991.
It reminds me a lot of the flag waving and choreographed patriotism that we had back in Nazi Germany a half a century ago. The fact that we got a one-party system which is in control of all three branches of our government, lapdog media that's cranking out propaganda for the administration and make a Nazi blush. Other than that, we're doing pretty good.
If you ask me, one of the illnesses is that there's too much money being spent on military, and there should be more spent on education, welfare, young people, the children, the elderly.
Preach, Chris Andrade. Hell yeah, the man in black himself. And rest in peace, Chris. He will be missed. And that is my show for tonight. We did it. We fucking did it. Another successful episode of the world's greatest show. Hey, if you bail out of here, please hit the like button. Please leave comments because that helps the algorithm. Like, just type something nice, hopefully. But please go sign up for my Patreon. It's very important. Help me keep the lights on so I can keep doing this. I would very much appreciate it. I'll suck your dick. Not really. And folks, we got the after party coming up. You don't want to miss that. So if you don't have your ticket for it yet, go get it. Please and thank you. And all right, let's finish up with the super chats. Agent Orange, $25. How the hell does VP Pick not know the names of foreign countries we have diplomatic ties with? I guess Vance and Trump both have that in common. Yeah, because they're fucking morons. They don't care enough to educate themselves. They don't have to. They can just fucking say anything in this post-truth society. Thank you, Agent Orange. You rock. As always, hero of the night show, Agent Orange. I haven't seen the show yet, but I'm absolutely sure it's fucking awesome. You ain't never lied. Like always, free Palestine, free the United States from our Zionist overlords, from your lips to God's ears, Double G. Paul Marks, $5. Dusty, have you listened to Heinz Hall 2? It's amazing. I have not. I heard it was coming out, but I didn't know it was released yet. Thank you for letting me know. All right, I guess that's it, folks. Hopefully I did not miss anybody. Once again, thank you to Dave Cow for your huge donation. I appreciate you, you fucking hero. And thank you for everybody donating tonight. It's always very generous. Folks, as always, plan on 3 shows this week, so I will be back Wednesday, day after tomorrow for another episode of the world's finest one-man program. So be sure to tune in. Don't fucking miss it. I don't have any kitty treats. Okay, no cat party tonight. What you gonna do? It's just gonna be me rocking to this song Really thought Dusty was going to say belly up. Nope. Not for Chris. He don't deserve that. Walls was a teacher. You're right. Never miss a show. Never miss one, Miles. I appreciate you. Woo. This is a song that I wrote. This is called Wobble Wobble by Dusty Smith. If you Google that, you will find it if you care. Folks, I love the shit out of you. I'll be back Wednesday. You guys have a good Tuesday out there. I love you. Logic. Fuck yes. Good night, y'all. Love you back, Mika. Tell your mom I said what's up. I am dancing, Lori, but you can't see it. It's for my OnlyFans later. Yep. We'll fade this one out. Switch over now. Welcome to That's My Sunset Audio. Appreciate you.